What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norm Radd89 here, bringing you another Radd movie review today. Here to talk about Rob Zombie's latest film, The Munsters. It's currently streaming on Netflix. That's where you can check it out. And today we're going to be getting into my positives, the negatives, and the rating. Then I'm going to send you all home. But yeah, overall, it kind of missed the mark for me. But stay tuned so you can hear the details, like I said, of what I thought about this film. Let's get into it. Roll it. In terms of me being a Rob Zombie fan, I pretty much love all his films. There's only really, I believe, 2 films of his that he's done that I don't like, and that's 31 and Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Those are the 2 that I really didn't enjoy that much. But today we're going to talk about Rob Zombie's The Munsters, which is based on the TV show from the 1960s. And yeah, this one follows Herman Munster and the creation of his character and him coming into meeting Lily, building their relationship, and the Count trying to break them up. That's like the main storyline with this film. But let's get into the positives right away. And one key positive is there's definitely a style with this film. You can see that Rob Zombie had a vision. He knew what he wanted to put on screen, and he, like said, it's coming from a place of love because he's a huge fan of the Munsters, and you can feel that because the 60s and 70s vibes are very strong and prominent throughout this entire movie. And like I said, the style, it's very much there. Even the costume design, all that stuff. I would say the costume design is pretty much on point. I think that looks really cool too. Like I said, the style, the flair, it's all pretty much there. But does it mean, is there substance though? Like I said, now we're going to kind of get into also, actually another positive right away, Richard Brake. I loved his performance. I think he was cool as the mad scientist who created Herman Munster. I think he was fabulous. And the Count, the actor who played the Count, I think he did a fabulous job as the grandpa. So those 2 performances for me were really top notch, were the ones that kind of did pull a little bit of a chuckle out of me. But now let's get into the mixed and negatives, because yes, I do fall into the category of people that did not really enjoy this movie. This was kind of a rough watch for me. About the 20-minute mark, when it was like 20 minutes left to this film, I kind of kept checking the clock, and I was like, all right, I'm ready for this to be over. So let's get in right away with the mixed and negatives. Is that I'm very mixed on the color. That's one thing for sure. Is I think it looks better in black and white, and you do get an example of it in a trailer, that the teaser trailer where they kind of did the intro to the Munsters TV show, and it was in black and white with the new actors and actresses and stuff. And then they have that at the end of this movie too as well, like in a credit sequence. So it's like, I just think the black and white still looks a little bit better than the color. Like, I don't say the color doesn't look horrible. I don't hate it. It's just, like I said, something I'm very mixed on. I think the black and white does look better in my opinion. So let's get right into it, as I think Lily, Herman Munster, all the other performances besides the guys that I mentioned in my positives, I did not like. The writing, I think the writing is pretty bad in this film. And like I said, those performances, I just didn't jive with it. It does feel very 60s, 70s vibe, and that is kind of a positive and a negative, because like I said, Rob Zombie's coming from a place of love, and you can see the homages and little love letters to the TV show, but I just think it doesn't fit well with this era. It just doesn't. And I think I didn't laugh. It took me about 50 minutes into this movie before I actually got like my first chuckle out of me. I think it was like 45 or 50 minutes into this movie where I actually got like the first chuckle out of me. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be good. And it just was one of those films. Another negative for me is that there's no central focus or story, and I'm watching it, and it just kind of feels like very much like TV show episodes. It feels like a clump of 3 episodes of the Munsters put together to make into a feature-length movie. And I just didn't like that. It just, even the edits and the transitions that we had, it wasn't jiving with me. So yeah, by the time I got to the end of this movie, like I said, there was about 20 minutes left in this film, and I kept checking the time. I was like, all right, I'm ready for this to be over. And I didn't see a clear path of where we were going. You know what I mean? There's no satisfying, third act conclusion, or climax, or nothing like that. Like I said, it very much feels like 3 episodes of the Munsters just joined together to make a feature-length film. And yeah, it didn't feel that amazing to me. Like, I was really hoping this one was going to be kind of a good film and was going to be another, Rob Zombie film that I could be like, that was badass. I love his style, his writing, his stuff. Because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie. There's only about 2 films of his I don't like, but now there's going to be 3. We're going to have to add the Munsters to that list. It is cool that there is a PG Rob Zombie film out there. Like I said, for the kids, this is awesome for the kids. Like, kids will really enjoy this film. And I think maybe hardcore, really old school fans of the Munsters, people that grew up on the Munsters, even if you weren't like you're an old school fan, but your parents or your grandparents got you into the show, you might really enjoy this. But yeah, like, coming from my perspective in my book, wasn't a good film at all. In terms of the rating, the Munsters is going to get a 3 out of 10 in my book. Yeah, I don't recommend this one. Like, I wouldn't recommend this film. Like I said, I'm coming from my perspective too, where I do like PG and G rated, kind of like Halloween themed films. I like Nightmare Before Christmas. I like Paranorman. So like, they're Frankenweenie. There are films out there I like that have that style, that are the PG or G rated. The Addams Family films from the 90s. But yeah, the Munsters, Rob Zombie, I just think the tone and this, what it's going for, it didn't seem like a central theme or a tone for me, like in terms of the story, and the performances missed on a lot of aspects. So yeah, but style-wise, production-wise, that stuff's all there for sure. Like, you really get that in this film. But yeah, 3 out of 10 is where it's going to sit in my book. But that's just my opinion, my thoughts on this film. I would love to hear from all of you in the comments section. Have you seen The Munsters? What did you think of this movie? Because I know there are some fans out there already. I've seen some people on Twitter. There are fans of this movie, so I would love to hear from all of you. What did I miss? Was there something I didn't see, something that I missed when I watched it? I would love to hear from all of you in the comments. Tell me what you thought about this movie. And don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel. And most importantly, have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.